Fnatic's turn to ban. Phoenix's turn to ban. Fnatic's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Phoenix's turn to pick. Fnatic's turn to pick.
Enchantress.
Fnatic's turn to pick.
Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the grand final, best of 5 here for the Southeast Asian qualifiers for ESL One Frankfurt 2016. I'm Gareth in the JD Studios and we have a draft. Fnatic against MVP Phoenix. And, well, look, now we have a draft, because I pressed the right buttons this time. Trying to give me the double camera, trying to sneak me into the shot more than once. But, yeah, at this point, you can welcome my co-caster, Scant. Opening this draft is a lot different from what we've seen from Fnatic in the past, because they've let Invoker go through and they've not got Invoker.
Yeah, and Invoker is a hero that they've really specialized in basing their drafts around. For mid one, it's something that we spoke about in the last few days. And seeing him playing Puck yesterday was, you know, I want to say in some respects it was a bit of a shakier match for them. Ended up going fine, and Puck is obviously a hero that suits him in terms of how slippery it is and all it can do to dodge people and outplay them. But it's also a hero that has to be very actively involved, and so it changes the way the Fnatic have to play. A team that has an Invoker can kind of like just farm the hero, sunstrike from far and catch up or just get further ahead. So it is a different dynamic, but I think it's not a dynamic that they can't exist within. Absolutely, and it's actually important, I think, for Fnatic to be reaffirming the fact that there's more than one kind of style that they can play around. Because a team that goes one style at this stage in a patch, sort of prior to attending various LANs, I mean the patch is going to change, but if you're doing one style online, then you go to a bunch of LANs, you get into trouble. I think you need to have more to your repertoire before you get to those big tournaments.
Turn to ban.
This draft, Dr. Invoker, I always thought Dubu would play Witch Doctor like 100% of the time, but we saw actually Febby pick it up the other day, and we've left Earth Spirit in the pool here. Now, both Fnatic and MVP Phoenix, I do like the Earth Spirit a fair amount. DJ as well as Dubu, very skilled players on it. We've seen mid one play it mid once, I believe, when there was like no options left. It was a bit of a wonky pick. Still worked out for them. Puck taken up. Not he's going to be going that direction. But Bam's coming out. Spectre against Net, and maybe even the Sven against Net now.
I mean, we were talking yesterday about how between Spectre and Sven and Gyro, those have been pretty much all of his main picks recently. But yeah, just going back to the Earth Spirit quickly, I think that if you look at the picks that they want here, it's, I think primarily for me, that's what it does in the mid lane early on. And I think that Puck's a difficult hero for Earth Spirit to pressure on if the Puck is awake. And I suppose that Fnatic don't want to take the Earth Spirit early on because they picked it. Even though you can run support Earth Spirit and offlane Enchantress, like you probably wouldn't run the supports together and it would give too much information early on. As you said, they banned the Sven after the Spectre, and almost like they're trying to force Fnatic to pick the Gyrocopter for Nets, and I do believe that he can play other carry heroes, but it's been that rotation of those three recently.
He has. His hero pool has not been that diverse. I think there's one other hero that he's played, but look at the Juggernaut net here, it looks like. Give them a little more push power behind that healing ward and get into these tier 1s a little bit faster. Phoenix, they have the option for the Lion, not the Earth Spirit this time around. Fnatic, unlikely. Enchantress in the offlane role, probably going to be that roaming support. Okay. Oracle for 3, the Rubik, the Venge, so there as well. And this is also an interesting dynamic because we've we've seen Fnatic for the past 2 weeks almost 100% consistent first pick Vengeful Spirit, and it was great for 3-4. I don't know if that was just like a comfort thing, you know. He came in to stand in, and he was kind of new to the team thing, and he just wanted to play a hero that he was damn certain that he could play to a high level, and they just picked himself Venge over and over again. Now he's kind of opened things up, definitely diversified his own drafting style, but also allowed his team to get these heroes, you know, in.
Yeah, that's definitely true. He's gonna get the bat for Ohio now, which is one of Ohio's better heroes, and he's one of the better bat players in the world. I mean, Ohio, he's maybe the star of the show for Fnatic at the moment, and it's important to point it out because there's so much talk about DJ and Mid1 as star players, but Ohio has really been impressive in the last few weeks in their online form. Almost every game, just doing heavy lifting as a carry from the offlane essentially in terms of the plays that he makes. I want to go back right to the beginning of the draft just to ask a question, because MVP Phoenix is the team that bans Doom here. And that's super interesting to me because Fnatic, I think the last 10 games they played against TNC, they were banning Doom in those phases. MVP's been playing Doom. Do you think that they banned the Doom as a sort of like because they don't want to run Invoker against it and they were planning on first picking Invoker, or it's just odd to me that they're the ones in this match that take Doom out, because I'm pretty sure they play it more than Fnatic.
I think that's a good shout, because Doom is such a good hero against, you know, multiple heroes. He's a hero deleter from that 4 role. Regardless of what you're going to pick, whether it's the Invoker or the Sven or the OD, just not allowing that to get through. It's a good shout to ban it out. First pick was MVP. It was. They got
yeah.
And I think also the Doom is good in like a 1-2, like Sven's Doom or the Enchantress Doom. That is pretty good as well, because it still keeps the draft relatively open. With these bans, and the Drow Ranger banned out by Fnatic, MP could have picked that one up. Wanted to, because we have seen Duo switch back to the Invoker a little bit towards the mid. Left now for MP. Still a fair few heroes out there for him. He loves playing the Juggernaut, playing that Sven, but some answer like that, because you have to have something slippery that doesn't get destroyed by Batrider and Puck, because looking at this, you don't have a saving support, right?
Yeah, I mean, Witch Doctor sort of in the right position. It can like heal you a bit, you know. It's man can hex like I mean, funnily enough, because yesterday I was talking about Bounty and Disruptor is like not a very good defense combo. Both of these supports are better defensively than say Bounty and Disruptor, but they're definitely far from like Shadow Demon or Dazzle or anything like that. And point is still valid. They could run Slaughter on the safe lane. I don't think that's like completely out of the question. They have been recently doing, the MVP have been doing these drafts where they like, whatever ends up being, I don't know, with the Juggernaut or whatever in the aggressive lane, if he plays like safe lane Doom or Beastmaster, so it wouldn't be totally out of the question for me for him to be on the Slaughter. And actually Slaughter as a core is not something I've seen much recently. We saw it as a support yesterday against MVP, I believe.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that was like, that jogged their memory. They were like, hey, this hero's pretty cool. We should pick it again.
Phantom
Go.
Assassin.
Give it a, oh, hello. P Invoker and QOPA. Nice.
Yeah.
Guess with a BKB build up for Phantom Assassin against Enchantress, against Puck, have that leeway in the magic, deal out as much damage as you can. I was talking to Heen the other day, and Hugo, you know, he's one of the few players that still loves Phantom Assassin. Of course, Eternal Envy is probably one, but there are two players, there are two competitive players that still like PA. But Hugo is kind of the guy that's played it the most in games, I feel, at least from what I've seen, and kind of honed and mastered his. Okay. Because Battle Fury is such a great item on Phantom Assassin for farming and just raw damage, gold that you spend on it. And in the regen and stuff like that is pretty nice as well. But from what Heen told me, QO was like really kind of pissed off at PA as a hero, even though he loves it so much. It's this love-hate relationship. Because he knows that to win a game and to allow his a little bit there, to allow himself to fight early and be with his team and actually things, he has to go BKB first. Then he likes to go back into the battle. It is the complete reverse of what we see in pubs, right? We oh, bye Fnatic, see you buddies. Pubs, we see the rushed Battle Fury, and then you go BKB. If you go that way, you leave yourself squishy, susceptible ganks, and oftentimes you'll lose out on a lot of the fighting potential that PA brings to you mid-game. He is really a mid-game carry, even though she scales well with, you know, scaling abilities, blur and coup de grace, an evasion and a crit built into her. Her stat gain is okay. It's like, you know, not the gain. It's pretty poor, and that's one of the biggest downfalls I think for the Phantom Assassin is that she doesn't have HP. She wants to build raw damage, so having to go for like a mid-game build, which is why we see a lot of people for kind of Crumbs, Basher, BKB go for a lot of stats. You can fight with the Phantom Assassin by 15 minutes.
You know, Slasher did a Slasher's Way Phantom Assassin, and he said he'd tried it like hundreds of times and felt like you do just he said don't even buy Helm of Dom, just rush Battle Fury, and like that it works out. He was like, it's just this kind of hero where like you don't go for the sustain, you maybe go back later for the BKB, but you just have to rush the Battle Fury. Then again, obviously Slasher, even though I respect his holds and that sort of thing, he's not playing competitive anymore, so Cure has got a very different kind of experience. That's kind of the
yeah, that's pub game mentality. Now I can get behind that. For a pub game, for sure, you go rush the Battle Fury and hope that you don't get killed over and over again, because that's the kind of way that pub games work. I think that's still along the lines of what QO was saying. You know, he wants the Battle Fury in pub games. He probably would go Battle Fury because he knows that he's in a competitive game and he needs to go for that BK very early on. But we'll see. Change his mind or what he'll go for this game. As Dubu and DJ, they will trade hits. Enchantress and really bashing into each other. But Febby Lion, MP over on the Invoker, QOPA of course, while Forev, Bardar, and over on the Dire side, Net Juggernaut, 343 over on the Rubik. Mid one, get some Satu Ringgit Doom Coils out from lovely little puck. Oh, who's the last one? Ohio Batrider heading down towards bottom lane. Lane's panning out so far. Pretty standard.
I'm just gonna change my batteries off for 20 seconds.
30 seconds to battle.
Legal. Not allowed to change your batteries in the middle of a game scan. That's very naughty. Punish him, chat. Give him the broke back for not changing batteries before. You're all spamming about the DDoS when Fnatic all left the game. Right, best of 5. This is game number 1. And of course, thinking about the history of the series, MVP have twice played Fnatic in a grand final for a qualifier in the past month or so. ESL One Manila, as well as Epicenter, as they get the bounty rune. Mid one will pick that one up as Slada gets the one at top. Fnatic have won both of those previous qualifiers, so this is the third one where MVP is their chance to strike revenge. Rest of dual lane, Juggernaut as well as Rubik heading down towards bottom with Enchantress over in the jungle and Febby. I walk into DJ there. Right click attacks coming out with the boots on DJ as well. Febby, he's in a spot of bother actually, chased down by the Bambi, turns back to fight with a stun as well. Febby, battling through this one, waiting for Dubu to come in. Oh, we've got the cast as well, but DJ turns to fight the Witch Doctor and they're right clicking down DJ. There's another couple of clicks in here onto Febby, that's all he needs, but DJ will run himself away. And Enchantress is still alive, causing all sorts of chaos here for the two Radiant supports, and maybe even looking to kill off Febby with the Centaur picked up. There's another Earth Spike here. Does have the cask in 2 seconds time and might be able to look for the kill back onto this Enchantress, and in fact, that's exactly what he wants. The cask is there, but one setup is not long range enough for Febby to get into action.
Actually, such value from DJ. All of the mana used from Witch Doctor, all of the HP used from Lion, and that means the Q has to start the lane on his own, 1 versus 2. And Enchantress is really the only hero that could do this. Because of the insane move speed they hero at the beginning of the game. Even if DJ hadn't bought boots, he would have the same move speed as the Lion with boots. So the boots are like just an extra 45 bonus move speed on what the enemy hero has there. And that gives you the ability to literally just follow them around right clicking and force them to respond.
Can you blink away from this? Oh no, you cannot! The spin is there and the damage output from Fnatic more than enough to finish off the Phantom Assassin. Doesn't have the blink, still stuck on level 1. The dagger was all that was available to QO, and now being back down towards the bottom lane. Data from Centaur, the damage, the HP regen. Raw, unadulterated destruction from Fnatic on his bottom lane.
Exactly related to the early rotation from DJ in that jungle though. Forcing the supports to, the Witch Doctor didn't have mana, the Lion had to go to base, and why they get that opportunity to kill. Obviously it also helps him that he finds a Sato, which the overpowered creep, which is about to die. It's gonna pay for its sins. They managed, yeah, they managed to deny at least. What's the top matchup like this? Slaughter versus Bats. Seems like the CS is pretty close so far. I think Bat has a bit of an edge in this matchup. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, Bat has an edge, but it's not as you'd expect. Like, I've seen this matchup a couple times, and it's not the Bat Rider versus Melee. There are very few heroes that deal well against the Bat Rider. You know, your Slark, your Life Stealer that directly remove the sticky napalm. Slardar with a sprint has this ability with his tankles and his stick just to run away from the Bat Rider and off out of harm's way. Not great for Slardar. He's going to farm himself up, you know, level 4, level 5, get himself some decent CS, but after that, does have to be wary about the lasso and the range on the Bat Rider. Timely mana. Duo is already being pounded down on his bottom lane. He does have 10 last hits, but Fnatic have done a decent job shutting him down, but they haven't managed to keep net above the Phantom Assassin farm rate. Be very wary of. The aggro tri-lanes they can work out. I guess they're getting in decent levels, right?
Yeah. It's something that's always difficult to do, is to get that farm in the aggressive tri-lane. And in this case it's even more difficult because they had a Sata that was spamming shockwaves, they went for a kill to tower, they have these Enchantress creeps with auras, so the wave keeps pushing into the tower, which makes it more difficult for net to get those fast hits.
Forev, 4 napalm charges up on him, level 1 Firefly here for Ohio. Can't really get too close though because of that cross and then sprint away as kills off Bebby down at bottom lane. This one was being gone on there, and it's a cross-backed Invoker from MP, so he's going to have the Tornado EMP combination to stop these pushes coming too thick and fast. Slardar. Orev's sprint is about to run out, and I think he'll wait for the next one to come in. Level 3 sprint available in 2 seconds time. Maybe even look for the jump onto one. Start off with a Tornado, a Cold Snap, and crush if they can. No Observer was scouting out where Forev is, but there was one that watched him go down towards this rune, so you're kind of expecting here, mid one. He'll know that the Slardar is missing. Top, lurking around somewhere with, you know, an invis, a haste, and that double damage rune which he is actually holding, but in a couple of seconds, walk past this Observer ward and give away that he's returned to top lane, and there he is. Towards Ohio, lands the crush. No, he doesn't. Cancel it out. We'll hit it now, but get any shots in with a double damage rune.
Something else that helps the Slardar deal with the bats is that you don't need to face the bat to use the crush. So the turn rate won't affect it. Like when the bat's trying to go on you, you can usually just stomp and run away. Heroes that have to sort of turn and face the bat to use some ability are going to struggle a lot more surviving the lane.
Absolutely. Good shout. Bat Rider though, 26 and 5. Fnatic, they're out farming MVP here, and they've honed their craft. They're looking for another aggressive dive on bottom lane as this wave does shove into the tier 1 duo. He just stops in his tracks here, there's no stun or anything, and with the Earthquake down, mid 1 Dream Coil as the stun they wanted, trapped a couple in with a Lucio across. He's dropping low, but they want to go for duo instead. MP is keeping himself in aggressively, but Duba's already dead. MP, where's your spell? Throw a tornado, finally catches a couple of them there, and kills off the Juggernaut at long last. But Fnatic, they're still aggressively hunting and looking for these kills with another rope across. Bebby, he's dropping low and he'll die as well. A double kill here from mid 1 as QO runs forward into 3-4-3, but a final telekinesis and a couple more right clicks in. EMP launch down, so there's no mana here to really burn. And Rubik might just lose his life to another cold snap forward and an amplified damage from Forev to secure that one, but he's chasing. He wants DJ as well. Forev, I don't think you're going to catch the phase boots Bambi. Unless DJ stands still. Picks up a bounty rune. Stands still for a little bit and gets hit by the crush, but untouchable. This slowdown of the attack speed on Forev, mid 1 TPs to the tier 1. Forev will retreat.
I mean, just think about Enchantress as a hero, honestly. Untouchable, which keeps it alive there. There's the Enchant, which early on sets kills and the pressure in the lane. And even the Nature's Attendants that allows them to dive the tower there. Just a really, really powerful hero if you want an argument quite stick for.
Oh, the perfect King Stun. They've got him. Just need a Hex or something like that. They started off with it, I guess, and they're looking for the damage output from Forev. Oh, that Status Blast, stopping him in his tracks, and Net will escape. Started with a Hex and followed through with a crush, and then landed the Earthspike. Duo obviously was not available. He will return to the lane now. Off the Stata.
In the meantime, this Bat Rider is just getting complete free lane. Ohio hasn't left the lane yet, and he's gonna have an extremely fast Blink Dagger.
100 gold at 7 minutes. For him, while MP on this Invoker. 25 for 4. All doom and gloom. Okay. Though he's got bottle and treads already completed.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think it's pretty important that he's actually a Crossworks Invoker this game. Like, he might still go back later on for a Midas. Like, after the earn, you sometimes do see it on the Crossworks Invoker. But he needs to have the spells that interact very early on, which is typically the Crossworks. Just because you can see from Fnatic's draft that their draft is one that wants to get momentum early on and get a big lead. It's not a draft that's going to sit back and farm.
Radiant's top
You get the
tower
hero
is
levels
under
here.
attack.
Juggernaut, he's still level 4. Net with that one death. It slowed him down a touch.
Radiant's top
But
tower
we've seen
is
Fnatic do
falling.
these aggressive try-ins before, and they'll just swap it back up to the safe lane and give him, 5 minutes or so of farm time as mid one. Quite a tornado from MP. And that's Juggernaut, he definitely needs that level 6 sooner rather than later. But it's just trying to limit how much farm QO gets.
And that's in the last hits. You were saying earlier, MVP is actually doing fine job. I mean, they're behind, considering the fact that there's 4 people in Fnatic who are getting those last and only 3 on their side. But their 3 cores are not, that far behind something that could be reasonable game. So it's important that they don't sort of panic. Oh, we're under pressure. They're being the aggressors and lose focus even in the positions where they are able to just get those last hits. They're still getting all of them.
Anson, here, yeah, there's a blink dagger for your Bat Rider and a smoke available. Is going to be the big fight for Fnatic. First one at the very least. Sure they kill QO. Is trying to target with the lasso down. Though is trapped in the dream claw as well. And mid one, he catches 3 of them. Bevy with a lion, with Johnson. They're both in his dream claw, but a good tornado back out from the evil. Trap him in, he burns through as well, and they've turned this one around. MVP takes down Ohio, looking for net now in the back of his dream coil. His healing ward, keeping him alive while he's sprinting himself away. Jubu dodges away from the illusory orb, but mid one's still on the hunt, and DJ face boots forward, looking to down poor little witch doctor. Jubu, there's no impetus here. It's a level 6 Enchantress, but no impetus. He kind of walked into the forehead there with a cross down. The damage output's good, but not good enough. Mid one blinks forward. The orb draws into the middle of MVP, but QO's back in the battle. 3-4-3 amplified damage with the crits and hits out from QO, and 4 gets himself a double kill. Sure, they're even done just yet. One dropped out. That's teased away.
EJ not having in level 6 is a mistake. We don't need to explain. He made a mistake. Wasn't paying attention when he leveled up, something like that. There isn't an argument for it at all. Well, what I want to point out at the start of the fight, Pac got a 3-hero Dream Coil, but the reason for that is because the Witch Doctor wanted to run close to heal, and I think that's also the reason MVP able to turn around that fight. You throw the cast guards, you have the level 2 Voodoo Restoration channeling, and sometimes it's difficult for the enemy team to recognize the value of that, because they both kind of slow over time impact the fight. You're gradually healing people up, the stuns are flying around. None of it's bursty, here's a long disable on one person, or here's a lot of damage, or here's a lot of heal. And I think that it's more difficult players sometimes to play around those over time impacts on the fight, but it definitely makes a huge difference there, and it's what sustains them for the reinforcement to arrive and turn things around.
It's the small little disruptions rather than the big game-changing fights that table. Now QO to come back in and get those crits out. First lasso fight of the game, it's actually MVP that took gold there, and we'll see the lead that Fnatic had gained, 4,000 back gold experience. Okay, down to pretty much 0 there for Fnatic. Even 4 of his Blink Dagger as well as MP looking hand of Midas on this. Loka
Dire's bottom tower is
kind of
under
walk past each other.
Yeah, they just smoke straight past them. It's a bit unfortunate. Although it's also intelligent of MVP to be so grouped up together. I think that's a deliberate plan there, recognizing that Fnatic are likely to go for another pick-off.
Now they try and bait out QO because he's shown himself flashed on the lane. Bevy giving away his position. Always going to turn around with the Hex as well. There's some damage coming through, but the blink forward onto Ohio. Catches in the big room, gets back onto DJ with the Dream Coil from mid one. Catches onto 2, but they still finish off the bat, and now DJ's in a spot of bother as well. This amp damage is so bloody good against the Enchantress. Cares if you can't hit 20 times. If you can hit 3 times with a damage of 20 times, then it's all good.
Is definitely one way to approach that situation, and MVP, are they considering going for rushdown? No, they're not putting up that ward. And I think MVP just read Fnatic so well there. Like, initially it looked like lucky that they dodged the smoke. I don't know if they know that they're exactly there, but they have a sense of where Fnatic will smoke to, and they group up and they're ready.
Oh, QO! Right, the sneaky blink back. At least 4M will trade one there. Heal out is a crush for Rubik. He's hit his level 6, but Dubu wants to try and battle him. It looks like they've got Benny coming in as well, with the other spike on. The 3-4-3 is looking for DJ instead. He wants to get a stun down, the death one kills off of Rubik. DJ caught and now crushed up for him. Oh, it's running dead. Off the bailout, buddy. There's no way you're sticking around, but it's still Dubu. The full channel death ward.
And this game is making me want to play Witch Doctor. This hero is like actually so high impact in so many different ways. Like, it counters the Enchantress to the Death Ward. The damage output of Death Ward anyway is just gigantic, and all the fights that it's in, the Cask and the Voodoo Restoration just do so much work. I want to go back quickly just to that point that the second smoke gank from Fnatic, like, the first one I feel like the Witch Doctor kept the fight alive so that MVP could reinforce. The second one, it's MVP just read it. They were ready for it. They were completely ready for it. If you had told Fnatic they're grouped as 4 sitting in their jungle, Fnatic would have said, okay fine, we're not going to actually bother smoking, they would have sit and farm. They know what they expected to run into, and it's definitely why they lost out.
They were all grouped up together, and it's the right move to make. Just trying to make sure that Fnatic don't utilize this blink back too well early on.
Net's gonna die. They're gonna die from... He's just used his spin. Oh, he doesn't have Omni Slash, they know it, and he's just used his spin.
Alright, we'll set this one up nicely. They jump in with mid one, trying to do as much damage back to 4M as they can. Now with the Blink Force and the Batrider, they'll kill off the Slardar. No retribution there, but the Wicked 6 Street goes the way of the Enchantress, but a good Tornado and Hex will stay at bay, at least for now, but the Blink jump forward, mid one. Down onto Febby, but he doesn't catch anything with the Dream Pull. Flame Break will though, they've cancelled out these TPs. Kill off 3 here for the price of the 1 Juggernaut. Great reaction to that from Fnatic. MVP didn't know what hit them.
That's actually the ward that does that. See this here? This is like, so Net knew that they were coming, right? And I feel like if you saw MVP before they initiated, they almost hesitated. They were like, Juggernaut's just used spin, we're gonna go on him. And he starts running away as his spin's about to end, and they're like, should we still go? Okay, fine, let's go. And as I said, they pretty much guaranteed to get the kill on him. But because he was aware, his team was also aware, and again, they reacted quickly. Well, maybe another initiation mid by 4F, but I think just everyone goes in, everyone goes out.
4F blinks on the Juggernaut, runs away. Mid one blinks on the Slardar, and runs away. Just a bit of, yeah, you think you can do that without any turnaround, any recourse? Well, I think then. Attempt there from mid one, I think. Well, 4-3, he's holding onto a Tornado, and that's a nice spell to start these initiations off, actually.
Actually is very effective, and it's... By the way, MP's been doing really well with his Tornadoes this game. A lot of Invoker players just like got Tornado invoked. As soon as the fight starts, they just like throw it kind of anywhere they see something. And I've seen him like holding onto it for a few seconds each time just to make sure that he gets like a value Tornado which hits multiple heroes, or an important one getting someone who's trying to run away.
I love cute moments like this. Get some warding down over in the Radiant jungle, but MVP, our jungle, and I think both teams realize what's going on and go for these tier 1s. Yeah, by QO, and make sure there's no one hiding behind the tower. Bottom tier 1, it's already very low, and MVP, they're going to take a little bit longer here taking down the tower at top.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's possible for Fnatic to TP in and stop them though. I think most likely this is something of a trade anyway. Well, the Batrider's TP was cooling down, it's gonna be ready, so they'll all have TPs now if they want to contest, but I don't think I feel like the recipe for disaster if they were TP in one at a time.
What they're looking for, so they'll just try and force MVPs to back themselves and put some pressure on the tier 2 down at bottom. Fnatic, the drums on net at long last, sitting, where is he, 5,500 net worth, he's behind the Enchantress. But 4F Slardar, actually leading the charge here in net worth. He's got plenty of farm, and this is like without a Midas, without anything like that. Either smoke up in their own jungle just behind that tier 1. at mid, and QO caught with a tornado, 3-4-3, blink forward, last one's there as well, but Zubu trying to stop this with the cap back, and EMP as well, mid one, caught out with it, and then jump forward with the death one, mid one, tries to pass him up, the almost comes through from net, now looking for Zubu, but on the back end, it's DJ sprinting away from Forever and MP, the finger of death will finally secure the kill, but MP, he's got another tornado, standing in the Firefly, but he doesn't care, he'll spin one out, but Net will try and do the same back onto Zubu, the Earth Spike from Bevy, not going to be enough, and Net will TP away, or Willie, caught there with a bash and crush. Forev secures the 5-man wipe of Fnatic as MVP get an amazing fight.
And I actually think that it's important that Dota is the top net worth for them. I don't think they'd have it any other way if you ask them. This is the sort of the main hero at the peak at this time in terms of winning these fights. And the game is going to be defined by having these kind of fights. Your Slaughter's there, you want to have farm. He's going to have a BKB, and once he has a BKB, it's close to impossible for Fnatic to actually win these fights.
Cool, unless you get that perfect double blink initiation from Bat and Pot. Seeing mid one change up his build here, he's not going to avail on the Dagon, he'll go for the Dream Call though, catches onto 3 and 3-4-3 once he's stolen out. Bit of mana drain, not really what he wanted, Earthspike is very splitting up the market, Ohio jumps into the flame break, trying to Firefly one down and he will get the kill. But as he jump back in from QO, kills off 3-4-3. While MP, that cold snap onto Ohio, he's trying to escape, but Forev dropping low, the tower hit is not quite going to finish him off. MP will retreat out and Fnatic to get more out of this one, but it's just 1-for-1 trade-off, support for support. Yeah, once you get dive mid as well.
And there's gonna be a BKB soon on the PA. Slaughter's gonna have it almost right now, but the PA is not far behind either. And I think that once they both have those BKBs, it's... Look, you can catch someone with Bat before their BKB, you could Rubik lift them before their BKB, you could try and burst them down, but in a fight where those two heroes get their BKBs off, Fnatic just like automatically lose the fight, I think. Even the Enchantress, who's doing really well in this game. Enchantress is so weak against BKB on Slaughter and PA. Like, you can just go on her and she'll be dead in a matter of seconds. Even if just Slaughter amps and PA goes on her and he can go somewhere else. So, it's the timing that Fnatic needs to be ready for, and I don't know if it's they're going to try to get underneath MVP, kill them a bit before it happens, or got a plan for once they face against those BKBs, but I think the game is creeping towards a pretty big MVP advantage, even though like the net worth is pretty even still.
You thought maybe someone was farming over towards the Ancient, or up towards that offset camp. Double smoke here, oh no, it's an Ohio invis. That Rider invis towards front. Fnatic smoked up behind him. He all grouped up here, but they don't expect this Bat Rider. Got no reveal and no observables on them either. Fnatic backed himself away and Roshan. Risky move from them because MVP, they've been waiting a long time for this and they're very, very well positioned. With DJ both in the pit, but Forev up on the front line, blinks in, crush there, down onto one, DJ's caught, and the BKB from Forev is very early with the last one forward, the jump from the Dream calling pot, catching 3, goes back as well, they killed them off! Oh my goodness, MVP, QO somehow still alive, I don't know where he is, he jumps over to MP to the side. But Fnatic, they baited that one out nicely. Slaughter will die, MP is caught as well, and with the dust on him he can't ghost walk, and MVP, yeah, what just happened?
I think this ward happened. And yeah, look at that ping. MVP is saying they could see us over there. We couldn't see them. I think that's how a fight like that goes down. I don't think there's like anything else to it really. It's interesting because MVP have like a sentry ward down there, but obviously that doesn't, you know, it's even in range of the ward. But they didn't run past it quite. That ward was just placed by Fnatic right there on their retreat from the smoke axe.
It looked almost perfect as well, with Forev jumping in and almost getting a 3-man crunch, but like the blink out and then the spin, he only got one.
Yeah, and that's why they're reacting so quickly. It's because they see it coming. That's it. They never would have. They didn't have the ward.
Mid one with a great counter initiation finishes off his Yule Scepter at this point, and you were talking about the moment for both PA and Slaughter get their BKB. Well, Slaughter had one in that team fight, but PA didn't. Saw the raw damage output from the pot just destroying through that, but Forever was going to destroy Ohio, and it looks like with the 3 of them, secure it.
You are no match for my powers. But then, who is?
Yeah, the puts magic damage onto this puck, onto the PA. He needs that BKB so desperately.
Absolutely. And actually, this is one of those games where, oh, it's going to dodge the initiation. MVP gets to go back, I think.
Shift out of the EMP as well.
Because they have a slaughter with amp damage, this is actually one of those games where I think that it doesn't even mind that much rushing BKB, because damage output, if you're just always going on people who are amped, it's as if you built the damage item first as well. So you get the best of both worlds, the BKB to protect you and you have the DPS. But right now without the BKB, it's just... any time that Q blinks in, right, there's like a sort of 50% chance that he just dies immediately before he has the BKB.
Sure has it at long last. Fnatic, how are we looking on DJ? Dragonlance halfway towards his Aghanim Scepter, and that damage output from the Enchantress to the BKBs is going to be absolute pain. While Net saved up 32 gold and he's going back for the Battle Fury. Drums Aquila flooding the Battle Fury time regardless of how this game's going.
The big pickup actually on the way now on MVP is Lion's going to be close to Blink. Very close, and this is again something that I think is important to contrast. It's maybe not talked about enough. When a team picks the support Enchantress, they usually end up losing on utility in the mid game, because your Enchantress buys Drum and Dragonlance and Aghanim Scepter, so it's not going to have a Force or Blink or any of this Glimmer Cape, none of those items, and the Rubik's not getting enough farm, so I think it actually shows up as quite a big advantage once Lion is Blink. That hey, one of our supports can actually be part of the initiation or pulling out, and your supports really aren't as mobile or...
They rely heavily on the puck and the Batrider for this. They've got lots of utility between them now with the 4 staff done for Ohio.
Radiant's top tower is under
But of
attack.
course, the Yule Scepter had that for a little bit. Abilities about them. Duo. Own this BKB just yet, I don't think. So Ohio sitting up on high ground. And they're on tier 1. Net jump. Crossing the finger of death to blink forward. The mid one's there. We can't Jason jumps back in. And Lasso's down as well. Ohio catches MP and it's a focus. Gets past too many spells. EMP's down. So he's going to go walk himself away to try and escape from this. But in the meantime, Fuo and 4M pairing up nicely to take down 2. But he walks back into the fire. Net spins him down. And with Nubu, the death was stolen. 3-4-3 throws it back in his face. And with Fnatic on the front foot once more. MVP Phoenix, even with a BKB on the Phantom Assassin, did not get anything done.
The funny thing is I was talking about how easily they're going to kill the Enchantress with their BKBs, and they actually took quite long to do it, just because the Enchantress has high move speed, literally, because she's natural base move speed is very high, Drum and Phase Boots, and Dota had used this stomp, so they had to wait for the step before they could finish off the Enchantress, because she was literally just like getting out of range of their attacks, and they had to follow her around for a while, and because it takes that long, you know, like, in an ideal world, both BKB, they blink on the Enchantress, she's dead in like 1 second, maybe 2 seconds, and about 6 or 7 there, which they lost the fight during that period of time.
It's allowed Fnatic to take tier 1s, get themselves to the top of net worth with Puck and Juggernaut. And that's the full Battle Fury done for Net now. Not only is he stacked up in stats, but he's also going to farm through and a lot of damage about him. Look at the Phantom Assassin. Far away from her second item.
And I'm a little bit surprised MVP went for that fight when Febby was 200 gold away from his blink, and now he's gone back to try and farm it again. Because I just think that's such a huge impact on any fight that they take. They probably thought because it's at their tier 1 and like positionally it's such an advantage for them. They have the tower, they have the vision, they should just take it anyway. But yeah, I don't know, it's an entirely different story once you have that blink in the line. Even though Fnatic get a big fight and start to get a big gap in the net worth, I still think that the Blink Dagger could be a big difference maker for the next fight.
90 gold off it. I wasn't letting him get too much farm. Jay can him to slow down a touch, 1100 away from that big old item, but in the meantime he just looks net at bottom lane, he doesn't care, he's got no fear in the world. Hard into that tier 2, it's in deny range now though, so MP can potentially look at that one, but Ohio so in position here with their haste rune and the rest of Fnatic converging down towards his bottom lane. Tornado's out, denies the tower, time to run away, don't want to get caught. and give away any unnecessary death.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Again, the warding doing a lot of work. This ward that MVP have in their own jungle, giving a lot of information about the moves of Fnatic through their jungle, knowing when they're around. Actually, it's pretty unusual, to be honest, for teams to place wards at this stage in the game, in the mid game, like quite deep in their own jungle. But it shows a real understanding of what often happens at this stage in games. Very often teams end up farming one another's jungles, not their own. And you're the one that can see them and they can't see you. That's obviously going to be a big advantage.
Rubik is about to lose the Death Ward, the spell that he should never be able to steal in the first place. 4-3. Oh, got that. I mean, with Dubu, you've just got to toggle on your Voodoo Restoration.
Yeah.
Somehow magically got himself his hands on the Death Ward.
Maybe it's next.
Ohio. Alright. Can't pop his PKV for this because he's already dead. Firefly and right click down by Fnatic.
Wait, is it possible that or let's just see if there's not gonna be more trades here. I'm just wondering, is it possible that he thinks that it's actually worse to give away the heal?
Is under attack.
The heal is like really good. It's like normally you'd think, wow, the damage output is an LT.
Level 4 heal. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it is Lord Dubu. This is the guy like gained 4,000 MMR in like a year, so he's. I don't know. I think it's possible that it's something that he thought about. It's also possible that you're right and he just was a bit lacking in his awareness.
Yeah. Trying to shove next later into battle. Chip damage here and bails themselves away. Tornado.
Radiant's
Catch on
top
from
tower
one.
is under attack.
Range. Of course, we're looking at this Invoker. Seeing his early game strength, his mid game strength. Of course, once he gets that Aghanim Scepter, he's going to have his late game strength as well. You've got the BKB off here. If he can turn and fight, he can definitely turn and run his tail between his legs. Allow there while the rest of his team trying to get in onto this position, but Fnatic are already gone.
He was actually now closing in on the Battle Fury, so making quite a good recovery, and I think that if this game goes very late, probably very favorable for MVP. Fnatic, who have a lead, there's still some pressure on them to either like set up on the map to extend their lead indefinitely, to take some more objectives, and like at very least I expect them to pick up like maybe a gem quite soon and want to just take map control, get rid of all the enemy vision.
Yeah. By 4 have lane pushed in. VP high ground trying to out the situation where the Roshan is being taken here, but Net is farming an ancient stack and MVP they're not doing anything valuable with their time. All walking himself across, he'll die as he walks up the steps. The heart attack, he's not fit enough. Go up. How many steps are there? 3, 4, 5, 6. Troll. Rage just collapses.
Unfortunately for Fnatic, the vision that they have up right now is very specific. Got that clipboard outside rush. That helps them if MVP push bot lane, which they might now. And then they've got the 2 wards on the complete opposite side of the map. So right now, most of the time, if MVP aren't showing on lane creeps, Fnatic just can't see any of them. Constantly look like all of MVP's heroes are missing. It's a similar story for MVP. Can't see Fnatic, but MVP are sort of inclined to group up anyway because they're behind. They need to be together in case Fnatic smoke onto them, so it sort of evens it out a bit just because vision situation is maybe not how either team would like it to be right now.
They're all 5-man caved around this tier 1. MVP will be the first one to dodge, playing chicken against Fnatic. Go will TP mid, farm through this lane and keep it dodged out a little bit. Team. Maybe they don't. Kyo just TP's there, the rest of the team follows him and wanders him across the map anyway. The group of us 5 again. The Battle Fury, there's the QO Battle Fury, so now you've got the dagger put from the Phantom Assassin as well as that BKB.
This is a game where Joe struggled quite a bit, but he's neck and neck, he's just behind Ned. I suppose Ned also struggled a bit at the beginning, so it makes for an interesting trade-off that both end up roundabout. In fact, all the net worths, if you look at all the pairs of heroes at the top, it's so close actually, one to the next. Big difference is just DJs and Enchantress. Substantially more farmed than any other supports in the enemy team. That's where the entire net worth leads from.
A little bit, yeah. 1,500 lead, and it's like a K difference between Enchantress and the Lion, where a massive chunk of it comes from. Experience here for Fnatic, indeed, and the dagger for Juggernaut. Okay,
Dire's
get
middle
in,
tower is under
target
attack.
maybe jump past Slardar and run someone in the back line. There's the from to MP. Use on the splash just yet, and the full step from MP will get himself a little bit further away. Trying to get himself away from the spell, but it's not going to be fast enough. We're on the side. Both chasing down the pot, but in for the death from DJ. Bebby shredded. Another finger of death back, and QO's gone. 3, 4, 3. Frick did you get the finger of death from? Say Lion.
Yeah, well, he did get it from line, but I think... I mean, I'd have to guess, if you look at the HP, I'd have to guess there was a finger that got dodged by Puck's spaceship
Radiant's bottom tower
and got
is
stolen.
under attack.
Well, he stole it regardless.
Sure.
Now
But,
MVP,
Are fortified.
the lane rack.
Radiant's
I think that was an insane move by MVP. That was like, I think Invoker gets caught there. To me, the natural move is, okay, he's dead, maybe he can miraculously save himself, but everyone else run away. And they make this decision that, you know, if there's someone on the other side of the fight, we can catch them out. It was the Puck they were going on. Maybe we'll kill Puck, we'll get the trade for the Invoker, but the Invoker's gonna die so quickly, the fights are so close to each other, and the Invoker's so important to them in terms of being able to fight. The Puck is so difficult to kill. I don't know. I feel like MVP make an impulsive call there, and probably the wrong one in that case. They probably need to just cut their losses, let the Invoker die, and very unlikely to lose the racks. They still have 4 people alive after that.
Right, we'll scout out Roshan and see if they're in there, but net didn't start it off. Forest Slardar, you know, he was top of the net worth for quite a while, falling back little by little. All the items he kind of needs. For the Hand of Midas, so progression to further items is always difficult as a Slardar if you're not getting killed. It's hard to farm naturally. Man. Farm should ramp up significantly. Yeah, since he got the Battle Fury, of course he got it and then he fought and they worked out, but I'm looking at mid one as the prime hero here for his next item. That ultimate orb, it looks like a heck. Bro, what's happened there? Forced away, still blink. One down, MP. Caught in the reveal, he just sliced into oblivion.
Gotcha.
MVP just looked impatient. Fnatic looked much more composed than them.
Radiant's
Most of
middle
the game
tower
actually,
is
even
under
from the lane
attack.
stage. I just feel like MVP have been the team that's had to react most of the time.
Dire's
They've been
bottom
the team
tower is
that's
under attack.
made some more impulsive and questionable moves.
Radiant's
Probably the difference between the two teams. The Fnatic are just like posed on the same page, following a plan, ready to coordinate their moves, whereas MVP seem to be sort of spotting someone, then just someone shouts go, and they go.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Feel that way. Very desperate. And Roshan going the way of Fnatic here and giving that Aegis over to net. Juggernaut is an absolute monster. Lifted here for mid one and he jumps forward to QO BKB. So he's not available for another 7
Dire's
seconds, so they
bottom
can't
tower
catch him.
is under attack.
Mid one very nearly had the Hex there onto him. QO stepping his bounds just a touch.
Why he's gone for the Hex as well, because of these BKBs. They recognize that even though they're pretty far ahead at this point, the power of the BKBs is there. There's like Enchantress and Jug can deal damage to BKB and Bat can cost, but Puck itself, like if you were to go Dagon, which would be his normal build, just like playing even more into the I do nothing BKB story. Whereas with the Hex, you can actually counteract the BKB and just get them Hex before the BKB and the item does nothing.
Basher for QO, but that's a buyout, isn't it? buybacks here for the Radiants, while Juggernaut has to have them over on the dire. MP up by the side of the river. They don't find anyone. This observer up on the high ground spots out nothing. They want to push top lane, but they have to come back and defend their racks because the net is up on the front line down creep waves. They're not set up for this.
Radiant's
No
middle
glyph,
tower is under
no
attack.
heroes here. They start TPing now, but they're already up on the high ground. They've reached the tier 3. Tornado from MP will catch on to the Juggernaut, but it doesn't do anything.
Fnatic they look like they might be happy just getting everyone to come back. And why not actually? In this position, if you have the enemy team hold up in their base, you can be guaranteed that you outfarm them. Like, if you just don't let them like cross this line and just farm around the entire map, obviously you're getting much more value than they are. So often it's a sensible decision for a team. Once the enemy team comes back, shows that they're all there defending the high ground. The one thing that I mentioned earlier, which usually goes with this, which they don't. Okay, no, they have. Sorry, I completely missed that Ohio does have a gem. He's probably had it for a while too. So I was expecting to see it on 343 for some reason.
Actually him, but when the Batrider can like Firefly and Ohio with that gem is incredible.
I suppose it's just he hasn't gone far because MVP have those two wards up, but they're like deep in their Fnatic jungle where Ohio just hasn't been for a long time. And he doesn't need. I mean, it doesn't actually matter to them if MVP can see that region of the map.
Thought that Dubu will be Glimmer Cape, but no TP. On. Chase this down and do it as a spun out. No chance of escape. Nearly bounces back onto Juggernaut, but with one final swipe of his sword.
To retract your last move.
Four Fangs, a sword breaker. Find himself a nice kill there, and up at top, just clearing out these waves. MVP, they're bunkered down in their base, and they have to high ground defend at this point.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Smoke placement there from Fnatic, but given away. Spells out from Puck. MVP notices this and knows that the smoke is there. Or able to keep bringing out these app damages onto Man to get some stock away from it. Maybe blinks back, but now he's dragged in with a lasso from Ohio. Catches the line, buys back immediately. Maybe wants to get into the middle of the fight once more. Got initiation, and that's a good stun from Moira about to forcing in, and Febby containing it up with one Earthquake. Reaches, drops his every buff of 7, and he's still alive. Spins himself away, and a healing ward keeps him alive. Still has the Aegis of the Immortal, and that's a lot of spells burnt out by MVP with a 3-man Dream Coil. Hello there. Jumps in, mid one, catches them all, and Ohio, sticky napalm stacks up with the Omni Flash on the QO alone. The final swipe from this Juggernaut will seal the deal. A buyback from QO. Ceremonial only. I don't know if he'll be able to do anything at all because it is just Fnatic running rampant over MVP Phoenix at this point. 20 to 33. Mid one, oh maybe not. QO, hello. Catches out the puck. With a lucky bat from the first hit, and again with a crit coming through QO. This buyback's doing a hell of a lot.
This is there's no TP on net, but I don't know if they know where he is. They could probably kill him twice if they found him. This is kind of what they have to do. I mean, this is classic QO. That's probably what he'd do anyway. I think the position was desperate enough that you have to just go in as PA and hope that you get lucky. Like, get a lot of bashes or crits. It works out there.
Kind of felt that with everyone alive from Fnatic that if QO fights back and goes in, he's not going to get done.
Yeah, I mean, I think the odds were against him, but it was like sort of like, this is just a big risk, and it's one that we need to take because we're not going to get an opportunity. The risk is only going to get bigger.
The Rack's alive. Brought back to line and, yeah, line and PA. Oh, that gives MVP some hope.
And they're going to try and trying to use the momentum. Yeah, Puck's still dead for a few seconds, and if they could get some more kills, just chain off those kills will be really good for them. Aegis has just run out, that's all, they probably have that timing. So,
Ohio spots them up on the high ground, and now he's going to Firefly over to give them vision. The Blink Lasso onto MP, drags him back into the rest of his team, and MP is caught all alone. 2 hits is all Net needs. Sure, the kill of the Invoker. Now they're jumping forward as well. Omni Slash down onto an illusion there, it looks like. But Dubu with QO, sticky napalmed up, and Flame breaks back. Still holds on to this BKB though, Forev. The BKB from QO, they want to try and fight this, they have to try and fight this. Net, swipe down, backed up, down goes Forev. QO's still alive, jumps into the border of the BK, but there's 3-4-3. The Hex back to mid one, onto the Phantom Assassin. Infinite shots coming flying out as well, but QO is still alive. For the Blink, looking for the cleans, looking for the crits and the hits, and the Death One drops down DJ. QO looks for 3-4-3 now, and he's killing them off. Alacrity on this Phantom Assassin is doing such great work for MVP.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
I mean, after the Juggernaut dies, you need to be scared of this PA because let's not forget that she has 50% evasion. Literally half of your attacks are missing her, and Chandras does not have an MKB. Very difficult hero for them to deal with after the Juggernaut dies. Juggernaut, by the way, the Omni Slash was on hero, but he blinked out of it quite quickly. So it just didn't follow him because it's much too high range blink. I think the fact that that gets wasted is maybe quite significant, because then when the Juggernaut blinks in, he has to kind of just like face up and fights with right clicks, and that's always going to put him in harm's way. Takes the risk, ends up dying, and that allows for the PA to flourish. I think Ohio's had a near to perfect game. At the start of the fight, they looked pretty good and positioned himself bot lane to do the same right now.
Fail, they've got the damage and the Hex as well, doesn't allow Kuro to BKB. Killed off the Phantom Assassin, 100 seconds without your QOPA, without your big raw damage output, but MVP, they want to try and get retribution for this. The blink back from Ohio gets himself away.
Ohio completely read Cure there, like he was hiding in the Cure game before he even got there.
That's a forward move from Bebby. Ohio's not going to die to that, but Bebby will. Glimmer Cape's not going to save you from the shot from Forever. No! Walks into death. The BKB allows him to stand for a little bit longer with a flame break back. Still set for cancelling the Death Ward. Maybe. Forever. Not a chance. B. Wanted to get something. Lost everything.
I don't know if, like, the critical reading of that is that they underestimate the importance of their PA. The PA has actually been the key playmaker in all of the recent fights that they've done okay in. The alternative is that they just, you know, they appreciate exactly how important their PA is and recognize that if they sit in their base, hold up, Fnatic's just gonna come harass them. They need to, like, take the initiative and try and get something done. So, you know, you think depending on your perspective, you can see it either of those two ways. Chances are the fight's not going to go much better if they just sit at their base anyway.
Cool. Go fights back and realizes instantly that he has got nothing to do here while Bebby polished in his own base. Fnatic. Take game number 1. Are we going to see a continuation of the Fnatic defeating MVP in the grand finals of qualifiers? Oh, it is live after all, so we'll only know.
The just before we go to break, I just want to say the last time that Hero was on the PA for MVP was actually at the Shanghai Major, and it was in a game that also went horribly wrong against Team Liquid, which I think is the series where they got knocked out actually.